Good day, everybody. So, last night we watched a show that has fallen so far off the hill. It's tragic. This is why I've watched this show since it first started. I did take a little break. I was deployed overseas for about a year and a half of it. I got to see them live on the when they do their annual Christmas special. They used to come over to overseas. But this show has become too family friendly for my liking. To be honest with you, I love the show. I love the, the company itself. I just don't know where this show is going, what they're trying to do, what they're trying to build. They don't build on shows. It makes no sense. Raw and SmackDown have no direction whatsoever. They're just kind of everywhere. There's no set. There's no big story that they're telling. Especially on Raw, I haven't seen anything that would resemble a solid storyline to build towards WrestleMania. Makes no sense to me. So I'm gonna quickly run down what happened in the show. I might miss a few things, but that's okay. So I'm gonna start out with the Braun and Kane, the opening segment, like the very beginning, the vignette that they showed. Why are they showing this vignette? As WWE forgotten what they did at the beginning when they were so hot. I mean, the shows were so good. They have forgot that the opening vignette that they used to do, they do this every week, is for your top viewed. So you're telling me that Kane and Braun are your top viewed. Yes, you want to review what happened on Raw last week, but you can't tell that. It makes no sense to me. That's what you have announcers for. You can tell what happened because you're going to bring a guy out and you're going to say what happened last week. Do vignettes then, but they don't. They apparently they do their top viewed is going to be Kane and Braun. I don't know where this is going. I don't know if this is going to be a pay per view match. Royal Rumble, I think it is the next pay per view for Raw. They don't have one in December. So they're building to absolutely nowhere with these two, in my opinion. So the opening vignette is kind of a waste of time, which it comes later on in the show at the end of the show, which they're going to show that vignette at the beginning of next week's show. Waste of time. Why they do this, I do not know. At this point, I'm yawning already. I am not into this show because nobody wants to see Kane on TV anymore. He's almost 50. He needs to go away. I would have called it quits a long time ago. The man is running for mayor. I think he should be focusing on that rather than doing this show. So then we get to the Roman Reigns promo, which opens the show. Which, if you want to get the show going, don't bring out a guy that can't talk. And this guy cannot talk. He never could talk. That's why he was double teamed with the Shield, because he can't talk. He had Seth Rollins there to do all the talking. That's who they should have. And why they broke up the Shield, I don't know. It makes no sense. I think it was to get Roman over. Did not work because you've seen what happened at WrestleMania 31. They put Seth Rollins over. It makes no sense. Why would you break them up? They could be like one of the greatest stables of all time. I mean, you never seen Triple H or Ric Flair or any of them break up at any point. Yes, they had their spats. They break up and then they get back together. But it wasn't for long periods of time. So we do this promo, and here's Roman Reigns' promo. He uses two phrases. And these two phrases are, "This is now my yard," and "I'm going to make you my bitch." How is that cutting a promo? How is that making him look good? It don't. Austin 316, I just whoop your ass. That puts people... But he added to it. He didn't just say that, and that was it. He didn't come out there and say, "Austin 316, I just whooped your ass," and then he walked away. That's what Roman Reigns does. He talks slow because he doesn't know what to say. And he's not scripted anymore. Even when he was scripted, he couldn't fucking do it. He sucks. He's a terrible promo guy. In the ring, he's great. He can wrestle. I'll give him that, but that's all he's got. He doesn't carry himself well as a champion either. I don't like the way he carries the belt. Carries it like a damn sack of potatoes. Show some respect to the fucking title. I mean, the Intercontinental title is probably one of the most prestigious titles in wrestling history. Treat it as such. Act like you want it. That's why you're carrying it. That's why they put the belt on you, man. Don't be such a cunt. Treat it with respect. So then that Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel then come out and they start yelling, telling, "Hey, you took the Miz's title." It might as well have been the Miz's title. He held it for so long. And he wasn't doing anything with the belt. So they got it off of him, put it on Roman because they're going to build Roman and Brock Lesnar title for title at WrestleMania. That is the rumor going around. I hope it's going to happen. I don't want it to. Hopefully they take the title off of Roman before then. But the Miz is gone. They cut the promo that Roman cut. He said, this is how we got rid of the Miz, and they put Miz through a table with the triple power bomb. So that moved on from there. That's when Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel came out and said, took the Miz's title. And then Elias comes out and says, "I have found these wayward souls and they're going to walk with me." And that's pretty much what the promo was. And then the challenge for the belt for Elias versus Roman Reigns last night. That was the match. So that segment was over. And then out comes Roman Reigns starts heading to the back, walking up the ramp, and Seth Rollins comes out. And for a brief moment, I'm like, oh my God, Rollins is going to turn on Reigns. Yeah, Rollins is going to turn on Reigns. But then I'm like, no, because they need to get Roman over, and Roman is not over. They need to get Roman to the WrestleMania. They want the Shield to all have all the titles. I think that's what they're going for, and they pretty much do, except for the Cruiserweight. I think that's the only other title on Raw. So Cesaro and Rollins now have a match, and this is where it went south for me, big time. Rollins comes out, does the whole thing with Roman, and then he goes down to the ring. Roman leaves. Cesaro comes out to the bar's music. Now, he has his own music. It is the beginning of the tag team that they have, the staple, their music, and they cut right to Sheamus's music. But they didn't. They came out to the bar's music. He didn't come out to his own, which weird. I don't know why they do that. I think it's because they're a stable and they're building it as such. But I think Cesaro can get over himself. In fact, he has gotten over himself. Vince McMahon and Kevin fucking Dunn will not allow allow these guys to get over themselves. They have to put them over. If if they don't want to put you over, you're not going to be over, and then they'll do whatever they can to keep you off fucking TV or keep you down on the card so they can't build, so they can build up one guy, and they only build one guy at a time. And I'll talk about that at the end here. Get on with the review here. So this is where the show went south for me. They started the match, Seth Rollins and Cesaro, which is a match that I like. Them two work together well. And they go to a commercial through like 2 minutes into the match. Like they just started their back and forth, and then they go to a commercial within 2 minutes. They go to a commercial. That commercial lasts about 5 minutes, 6 minutes or so. Then they move on, and then they come back. They wrestle for 3 minutes, still going back and forth, and then they go to another commercial. Why? What is it with these commercials? Why does WWE go to these commercials? They don't need to. They need to They need to get a flow going. That is the problem with this company and their shows, and why they're losing viewers, because they're too choppy with their segments. There's just no flow between their segments. I think it was 2 weeks ago, they had a pretty good flow, where they went from one segment to another, and then they, for some reason, went away from it. So they come back after that, after 3 minutes, and then they wrestle for about another 9 minutes or so, and then they go to another commercial. This commercial, these commercials. This match went on for about 20 minutes. But it seemed like there was more commercial time than actual match time. So there's like 10 minutes worth of commercial and about 9 minutes of wrestling. And that was it. That includes the entrance music. Why don't they do the same thing they do on SmackDown? They do it for SmackDown. They can run the commercial, but then they can have the match on during the break. I know you don't get that in Canada, but it tells the story of the match sometimes. You miss some points of the match that might tell a story. I get that you have to pay bills and stuff, got it, but that just don't make any sense. There's no flow to the match at all. It seemed all broken, boring. I wasn't even paying attention to it. And then I look up. I was in a chat. I was talking to some friends. And finally, at the end, Seth wins with this knee strike. I don't know what it's called. I heard him say sweet spot, but I don't know if that's what it is. In the comments below, if you know what it's called, and that is what it's called, let me know. And I appreciate it. So the match ends, and then Seth Rollins cuts a promo that it just so choppy. You just seemed disinterested in the promo. I don't know if it's because of the person that was interviewing him, because she is, God, terrible. Like I placed my balls on her chin, but she just is terrible, horrible. I can't fathom why they have these. Where do they get these people? It's just so robotic in nature, and you hear it all the time. How they're so robotic. It's so true. It's like, why do I even want to watch this? They make the show boring. Make it worse, actually. So then moving on, we go to the Titantron. I'm assuming they cut to Mustafa Ali, Cedric Alexander, Rich Swann, and Tozawa. And backstage, talking to Kurt Angle. They all want Enzo Amore. They all want to fight with Enzo Amore. They want a piece of Enzo Amore. Kurt Angle promotes his in a sense, his I don't know if he said it because I really wasn't paying attention. His little deal with fucking cunt Stephanie McMahon and dickface Triple H feud that is going to happen, which I'll make another video on what I think should have happened at Survivor Series. I am so annoyed with what happened. There's two things that piss me off about Survivor Series. Although there were some good matches there. That last match was terrible. But back to getting on point. So, real quick, they were talking backstage. They wanted more. Kurt Angle's like, yes, I know I've neglected this. I've let this cruiserweight division, which I wouldn't call it the 205 division. That makes no fucking sense. Because you can't call the championship the 205 championship. It just has no ring to it. It's cruiserweight division. The cruiserweight division. I wouldn't even call it, I would let cruiserweights wrestle heavyweights. It makes sense. So there's a fatal four-way that's going to happen. And there's going to be two fatal four-ways. And I don't know when the next one's going to take place. Again, if you know, put in the comments down below. I'd greatly appreciate it. I didn't quite catch that. So that's what we got. We're going to have them four in a match. I think it was Mustafa, Swan, I don't remember the other two, Gulak, I want to say Gulak, and Noam Dar. I didn't even pay attention to the match, so we moved on from there. Then we go to a commercial, we come back. I want you to count how many times I said commercial. I think I've said it like 4 or 5 times now. That's about how many commercials we've had so far in the first 45 minutes of this show. That each lasted almost as long as the show has been on. So we come back from commercial and we get Samoa Joe versus Titus. This one was a squash match. I didn't really know how long it lasted, but it was in a sense a squash match where Titus had the upper hand at the beginning, probably for a couple of minutes, and then Samoa Joe put the coquina clutch on him after beating on him for a hot minute and choked him out. Apollo Crews comes into the ring, and I don't know if it was a botch or what, but he tried doing this god awful enziguri or a fucking drop kick. I have no fucking idea what this guy was doing, but he totally missed. And it's like, Samoa Joe's like, are you fucking kidding me? And he's like, fuck it. Threw the fucking coquina clutch on him. Checked him out. Samoa Joe does his walking backwards with a scowl look on his face, like he's gonna kill somebody. That's his gimmick, and I love his gimmick. I love Samoa Joe. He should have the title at least, or should have had the title. Him and Braun should be having a few, not what is going to happen. Although it's going to, and I don't mind it, but yeah. So then we go to a commercial again. The women's triple threat. Paige, Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville versus Sasha Banks, Mickie James, and Bayley. Out comes Sasha Banks to her music. Now, keep in mind, Alexa Bliss is there at the announcer's desk, and she's doing the whole just sitting there. There's no interaction between them two. Didn't even give each other the eyes. So it makes no sense whatsoever. I don't know if there's going to be something that's going to happen between them guys. Not sure. So we get this promo is coming. You can sense it coming. Like I just had this feeling that it was going to be Sasha Banks in the middle of the ring with no help, and these three were going to come out and run roughshod over Sasha Banks, which happened. So we get the Mickie James music kicks in. No Mickie James. Then Bayley's music hits. No Bayley. So then Paige's music hits. She comes out with Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville and does her whole spiel. I'm back. That whole I'm back thing. It's kind of cringy, but it's Paige. She can cut a promo. I don't mind her promo skills. She's got good promo skills. Probably one of the best, promo skills out of any woman in on the roster. So she cuts a promo on how stating that she erased the word diva from the vocabulary in the WWE. Totally agree with her 100%. Everything she said in her promo was spot on. In my opinion, Paige, Emma, and Summer Rae, along with AJ Lee, started the women's revolution. It wasn't Nikki Bella, it wasn't Brie Bella, it wasn't Charlotte, it wasn't Becky, it wasn't Sasha Banks, it wasn't the Four Horsemen, it wasn't Bayley. It was Paige and those four that I mentioned. Other three, I should say. They started it. So everything she said was true. The thing that I'm bothered with, that annoys me about this faction of Paige, Sonya, and Mandy, is the name. Absolution. A friend of mine in Twitter, Brian Austin, thanks for the definition. That was spot on. I've been thinking about that. Why would you call it absolution? Here's the definition of absolution: the act of forgiving someone for having done something wrong or sinful. Tell me, Kevin Cunt Dunn and Vince Fuckface McMahon and the writers of this, fucking retard writers of this show, how in the hell did Sasha Banks do anything wrong or sinful? If anything, Paige is doing what wrong and sinful. I wouldn't give the name absolution. It makes no fucking sense. What the fuck kind of fucking garbage are you throwing? It's just, I'm gonna throw this together. This guy sounds cool, because I'm Vince McMahon. Give me a fucking break. It's a briefcase too, by the way. Fucking retard. But the promo itself is good. I liked it. It's everything she said was true and is right. So then we go to the Titantron, and that was the end of the promo. Which, I mean, it was, well, they beat up on Sasha. They wanted her to join the faction. She said join or else, and she kind of, Sasha Banks had that look of no way, kiss my ass look, and had that look on her face like she was about to cry. And then they jump in the ring and beat her up. And then you get the primal scream of Paige saying, "This is my house," which this crowd, for some reason, just fucking horrible. That everybody pops when she says that. A good crowd will pop when you hear that, because that is her, and just the way she does it is primal. It's like it's her. That is her. That is Paige. Paige does that. That's what Paige does. So that was the end there, and then they cut away to the Titantron, I'm thinking, and Bray Wyatt. I'm here. And then blows out his fucking whatever fucking lamp he has in his fucking hand. And then it goes to a commercial. Again, a commercial. And one thing that annoys me is Bray Wyatt. They're trying not to put him over, but Bray Wyatt is still kind of over with his gimmick. Um, it's stale, but he's still over with it with the whole Firefly thing. I like it. It adds to his persona. He comes out and he cuts a pretty good promo. I mean, it was a little weird. He comes out and he's just rambling on like he normally does, and he says that we are all dead. Okay. Fair enough. If you say we're all dead, we're all dead. People are just sitting there listening to this guy, not having any reaction whatsoever. And then Matt Hardy's music hits. And he gets nothing from the crowd. I mean, he gets a little pop, but it's nothing big. None of these guys get a big pop. None of them. The biggest pop of the night was Paige. And that wasn't even that big. And that would be the second time Paige comes out, is the pop that she got, I think is what it was. But other than that, nobody got a real pop. I mean, people were cheering Roman, but he doesn't deserve it. He hasn't done anything to deserve it. I think because Vince thinks he deserves it. Well, Vince owns the company, so Vince thinks he deserves it. But if I was running the company, he would not deserve it. So they have a match. Now at this point, I'm thinking either we're going to start getting the broken gimmick Matt Hardy, or we're not. And if we're not, this is a waste of a match. Total waste. Makes no sense if they don't do it. But if they're going to do it, I was hoping they wouldn't do it here because this crowd is just terrible. They were a dead fuck, is what this crowd was. A dead fuck. So they have this match. Of course, it's kind of a squash, but not really. And you could kind of see it was coming, but didn't quite know. Bray Wyatt beats Matt Hardy with the Sister Abigail. And that ends the match. And I'm thinking, well, this is stupid because they're going to cut to a commercial again. But they didn't. Not right away. They put the camera on Matt, and he's sitting in a corner against the turnbuckle. And he's got this look on his face like he did when he started the broken gimmick in TNA. And he started doing the delete. This crowd is so not knowledgeable. Because, like, I don't even, just one section, if that, was chanting with him when they were doing it. So Knoxville, Tennessee was not the place to fucking do it. Because apparently they don't care about wrestling. I don't think they ever did. They never really got a big pop when they were in Tennessee. They might in Memphis. Memphis is but they're a smart crowd. So they wouldn't necessarily, that they'd pop. They would have probably popped for this gimmick here. They would have popped for Paige for sure. But they definitely would not have popped for anything else. They're a smart crowd. You get the smart crowd, you can hear the boos and stuff, like when Roman comes out. And they know that the Shield is only there together to put Roman over. That's it. Everyone can see it. Any smart person can see it. And a casual fan can't see it because they don't want to see it. They don't want to think it's true. Well, it is. I'm sorry to say. And you can put that in the comments below too, and I'll comment right back to you. Just watch. It's gonna happen. They aren't gonna stay together. They will break up after WrestleMania. I guarantee it. It may be the night after. And I think it's gonna be Dean Ambrose that turns on him, or Roman Reigns gets a big head and turns on both of them, and then them two will break up somewhere down the line, and then there'll be a feud again, so it's a recycle with them guys. But it looks like we might get the broken gimmick. Finally, I'm hoping. So then they go to a commercial. They come back, and then they have the Fatal 4-Way for the match before the number one contendership for the Cruiserweight Championship. And I don't remember who was all in this. I don't remember if it was Rich Swann or whoever. But Rich Swann ended up winning it. And I don't know who else was in it. I think Tozawa was in it. And then Noam Dar and Drew Gulak, I think, were in it. Rich Swann ended up winning with his backbreaker move. I think he's the one that does a backbreaker. I didn't really even watch the match. I really don't watch cruiserweights. I'm not invested in them. I would be if they did not have who they have. Enzo Amore, if they get him out of there, I probably would watch the cruiserweights a little more. But they have so buried that division. I feel sorry for them guys because they're probably the best workers that the company has, and Vince McMahon just will not fucking allow these people to get over. I mean, Neville was fucking over. In fact, Neville should have, when he lost the title, he should have immediately been thrown into a feud with a Finn Balor. A Finn Balor to build him up to have a run at the title. You have the guys there, use them. Don't just leave them sitting on the wayside. They're there, use them. Put these cruiserweights in matches with Jason Jordan, and they can work together. It's a company. It's not size. Size does not matter. You have Finn Balor in there with fucking Kane. Outweighs him by 150 pounds. Come on. Common fucking sense eludes this company. So then we go to another commercial. This match is actually pretty good. It lasted a good hot minute. More than the usual 4 to 5 minutes that they get after commercial break. So we only get 2 minutes a match. I don't know how long this one lasted. Got up to the 9 o'clock hour. So we're 2 hours into the show now. And we've had commercials. Tons of commercials. I think 10 commercial breaks. I'm seriously not lying to you. I think we had 10 commercial breaks. This is where we get Roman. We get the whole Elias gimmick thing where he says, "Who wants to walk with Elias?" He comes out and plays music. It was kind of an extended, carried on the promo there. Kind of a promo kind of like type deal thing that he does. He sings to the crowd. But he's singing about Miz and how he deserves it and all this stuff. And then he brings in Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel, and they play the harmonica. That was pretty good. That was pretty good a segment. Wasn't as good as Paige's promo, but it was a pretty good segment. I love Elias. I think he's going to be... Hopefully they keep these three together and they don't become the three-man band again, because that would just fucking suck. So they move on from that, and out comes Roman Reigns, and they have this match. And it wasn't a squash match like I thought it was going to be. So I don't think they're going to bury Elias. Elias actually had got some pretty good offense, and he's a pretty good worker. I didn't like him at first, but he's pretty good. I like him. But there's a couple of high spots. Elias, I don't know if he got his finisher in on him, but he got in a big elbow drop from the top rope that he caught Roman Reigns with, and that took him out. Got a 2 count. And of course, Roman kicks out. Roman's going to kick out of a fucking Stone Cold Stunner, which makes no fucking sense, because that is probably the most protected finisher in WWE. I don't think anybody will ever kick out except for The Rock, and they only did that because it was The Rock. But it's the most protected finisher in WWE. So they put Roman got his Superman punch in, got a 2 count, which I thought he was going to end it right there. Because that was the kind of match that Roman would WWE give you. You finish Elias to bury him with a Superman punch, which isn't a finisher. It's just a punch. And it's not even it looks retarded. His Superman punch, he looks like a fucking fairy jumping in the air doing ballet. That's what he looks like. Looks hideous. So then something happened. Elias kicked out of it. I think he got a couple more offensive moves. Either that or Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas interfered, and then that distracted Roman. Roman started getting offense on him again, and then a quick 2 count, and then Roman kicked out, and then he did the spear. The match was over. That match ended. As Roman Reigns is doing his whole "I'm better than you" gimmick thing, and I know I'm not looking at the camera. It's just the thing that I do. Not that I just don't like looking at myself in the camera. So bear with me. It's the first time I've done this too, so please bear with me. So Roman's walking backwards, holding the title, and Samoa Joe comes out, puts a coquina clutch on him, and chokes him out. So it looks like we're going to get Roman Reigns and Samoa Joe probably at the Royal Rumble. Or it's going to be a feud leading up to the Royal Rumble. So I don't know when Raw is New Year's. If that's on New Year's Day, they might do like a little pay-per-view-ish type thing. I doubt it though, because that's football day. That's college football day. I might miss that show because my Wisconsin Badgers may very well be in one of the playoff games that is taking place on New Year's Day. I'm hoping. So I might DVR it. But I'll definitely get out a review of that show when it comes. So then they go to another commercial. So then we're going to have Asuka and Dana Brooke in a match. And this match was so quick. I didn't even see it happen. I mean, I seen the flip, but the bell rings, and boom, it's over. But Dana Brooke had a pretty good promo. Probably the best promo she's ever done. Where she said, I know what Asuka is doing. I've been scouting her. I can beat her. That kind of deal thing. So she gets into the ring, and I love Asuka's entrance. It's not Nakamura good, but it's I love it. I love her gimmick. I love her entrance. She's a very beautiful woman. Her and Mickie James are two of the most beautiful women in the world. To me, on the WWE anyway. I'm an older guy, so like Liv Morgan and all those, they're like my daughter's age. That's kind of weird to me. But Asuka, she's like 37, I think, 36, 37, and Mickie James, I think, is 38 now. So they're two very beautiful women. They keep themselves very well. So moving on, you get there. I look down, typing on my computer. I heard the bell. And then I look up, and Asuka is flipping Dana Brooke over into an armbar, into the Asuka lock. Match over. 5 seconds. This match took 5 seconds. Done. So then we move on. And I'm sorry. Let me rephrase. Then Paige comes out. Again. With her faction, Absolution. And so they're doing this whole surrounding the ring thing like they did with Sasha Banks. They're like on a vendetta to take out the entire WWE. Now, if nobody knows, Paige and Asuka were having a back and forth on Twitter. And I'm not going to pull all that up because I just don't know how to do it. So I'm not gonna do that now. But in a sense, Asuka said something, and Paige shot back at her with something to the effect that I think Asuka said nobody is ready for Asuka, something like that. And then Paige came back with, "You're not that special." So then Paige comes out, and you thought they'd build on that, but I think they are building on that, which is, I kind of like the build to what they're doing, because it's going to be Paige and Asuka versus, Paige versus Asuka at WrestleMania. I think what's going to happen there is Alexa Bliss is going to lose the title to Paige, because you kind of noticed when Paige came out the first time, Alexa Bliss backed off the stage like a coward. So I'm thinking we're going to get that match at the Rumble, and we're going to get Paige and Asuka at WrestleMania. Asuka's going to win the Women's Royal Rumble. I'll put another video out on what I would have done with the women here. I think the women deserve everything. They should have more time. Either that or their own damn show, to be honest with you. I don't know why they don't only push one female at a time. It makes no sense whatsoever. None. So they come out and surround the ring. There's no talking, but Asuka put up her defensive mode like she normally does. Come at me kind of thing that she does. And there you go. The end of that. Nothing happened. Asuka backed out of the ring. Backed out. Not coward-like. Cautious-like. People are going to say she seemed like a coward. No, because I think if they would have had her squash them three. Because that's Asuka. You can't. But I think they're avoiding that. They're going to build to that. But they have to get past Royal Rumble first. So then we move on to another commercial. Back to the commercials. And the commercials are actually more over than Roman Reigns. That's what I get from this company. They're losing money. They cut out the pyro. So they're adding commercials. It's part of the business. I get it. It don't make sense. It makes no sense. So we come back from commercial, and each one of these commercials, they lasted 7 minutes or so. So we got an hour's worth of commercials and 2 hours worth of show. A broken show, if that. So we come back from commercial. Kane, earlier on, Jason Jordan was backstage. They cut to backstage where Jason Jordan was talking to his dad, how he wanted to get back. Too bad that Braun Strowman isn't here. He wanted to take on, get a rematch with Braun. He's ready for him. His knee is fine. So Jason Jordan comes out. Well, back to the backstage thing. I was in the bathroom, so I didn't quite hear. So Kane does let me rephrase that. Jason Jordan says he wants Kane. So him and Kane are going to have a match, and this is your main event. Jason Jordan versus Kane. This is where I thought the show was going to end. But I'm like, they aren't going to let these two go for 20 minutes, because I don't even think Kane can go 5 minutes in a match. He's that old. He just moves slow. He was a pretty movable 329 pounds, a lot like Undertaker. They were both pretty athletic. But as both of them got older, they're just not athletic. And if the Undertaker comes back at WrestleMania and wrestles, the WWE has just ruined a good thing. I hope he comes back and they do a retirement thing for him, and that's it. I don't want him wrestling again. His gimmick is dead. WWE killed his gimmick. As good as that gimmick was, Vince McMahon killed it by doing what he did at WrestleMania. Should he have been at the last WrestleMania? No. This is the kind of fucking stupid shit that fucking WWE does. They put out fucking garbage. That's all that's all they know how to do. So Jason Jordan cuts a promo on about his knee and how the medical staff got him to rehab his knee after 1 week. I've had a knee injury. You don't recover from a knee injury after 1 week. There's no fucking way. You kidding me? What kind of dope are you smoking? Kane comes out, beats the living shit out of Jason Jordan, who can't sell. This guy cannot sell an injury at all. He couldn't even sell a candy to a damn 5-year-old. The good stuff too. Couldn't sell a piece of bubble gum to a 3-year-old or a 5-year-old. That's how bad this guy is. Can he wrestle? Yes. He has a wrestling background, so yes, he can wrestle, but he can't act. Fucking horrible. I can act better than he can. So Kane's beating the hell out of Jason Jordan. Jason Jordan gets thrown out of the ring, and this is where Finn Balor comes out, and we're gonna get this. Finn Balor and Kane for a quick. This match, they went to another commercial too. I think they did, because they went to another commercial, which the commercial this time actually fits into with what they're doing, because it was going to be an impromptu match. So I'm thinking this is going to be, finally, Balor's going to go over Kane, and that's going to be the end of it. It comes back, and Kane is kicking the shit out of Balor. Balor's not getting any offense in, which is kind of believable because Balor is outweighed by 150 pounds by Kane. But he should be able to run circles around Kane because Kane is 50 years old. He can't move like he used to. Fuck it. So this match goes on. Most of the offense in the match was by Kane, of course, and it ended. Kane couldn't put him away, which I don't know if he was trying to put him away, but he ended the match with a chair shot. The fucking chair shot. Also, Balor doesn't get buried. This is the only way that they're not burying Balor, by letting him win a match, by building Kane up to be this big, powerful dude, which he is, but he's 50. If they're building to Braun versus Kane, which, again, at the beginning of the show, I told you about the fucking video package of the recap from last week. Guess what? Braun comes out, does the exact same fucking thing that Kane did to him the week prior. And it was a mirror image of the exact same fucking thing. Why? Why does WWE continue to copy and paste when they could fucking do this the right way? Kane and Balor should be having a feud, because it will build the Demon King versus the Demon. Put Balor over, because if Balor's not over Vince? Are you fucking kidding me? He got the biggest fucking pop of the night. What kind of fucking dope are you smoking? You and Kevin Dunn sitting in the fucking back in the fucking pool, you know, having a fucking, doing whatever, tossing each other salad, fucking, what are you doing? I mean, it's there in front of you. Use it. Finn Balor is probably, because of the shit that fucking Vince said, he's over. If he's not over, I don't know what kind of dope you're smoking. Yes, he's cookie cutter. He could be a little more offensive minded. They do need changes his finisher when he does his Demon King, because it's the same. It's a coup de grace, and that ends the match. I would much rather have him use a different finisher, something not monster-esque, but something that nobody can get up from. Yes, he's not going to be able to pick Kane up at 330 pounds and do whatever, but he should be able to do something that would just make him pop as a Demon King, because it's kind of the same thing. They kind of do the same thing. Yeah, have the same moves, but the finisher's got to be different. You can't. The moveset doesn't have to be different, but the finisher kind of does. Because I could see him doing that stuff in the ring. I mean, this show, I gave it a 2 out of 10. It was absolutely horrible. It was like watching a monkey fuck a football bat. That's what this show was. It was a monkey fucking a football bat. In fact, watching a monkey fuck a football bat, even though I've never seen a football bat, would probably be more entertaining than what I seen tonight. Do I want to see it again? No. Are we going to see the same thing? Because I can tell you what, the next fucking Monday, they're going to show the fucking vignette or the recap. It's going to be Braun doing what he did to Kane. Roman Reigns is going to come out. And then the Shield's going to come out. They're going to have their 2-on-2 match. Their tag team title match. I think that's happening next week as well. And you're probably going to get, if they don't do it, you're probably going to get the number one contender match for the I don't know if that's happening next week or if it's happening on 205 Live. I don't know. So I see that match, and I think it's going to be Cedric Alexander and Rich Swann. They're going to face each other. I don't know if one of them's going to turn heel or not. They could, but we will see. Hopefully Cedric Alexander wins that match and he beats Enzo Amore for the title because he deserves it. He needs to hold a title. He should be in the Intercontinental title picture, period. The guy's amazing. Watching him work, the guy can fly all over the ring. His ring work is spectacular. You're probably going to get a little more tease for Paige and Asuka, but I think they're going to start building Paige versus Alexa, and you'll probably see Paige come out and cut a promo on Alexa, saying this was you last week, and it's going to show her backing out of the announcer's table like a chicken shit. I like Alexa, but I just can't. She's stale as a champion right now. They need to get the title off of her. Paige is the way to go because it's going to build to Paige and Asuka. And again, I'll put out another video about what I think they could do, or I'll talk about it sometime in the future. So, real quick, I'm gonna rant here. I'm gonna try to keep the show under an hour. I'm gonna end the show with a rant. On Monday nights and Tuesday nights, we sit in a chat. Me and some people, we sit in a chat. Most of you are gonna watch this video, and I thank you. And I flipped up. Literally, it's me yelling at the TV, and then I put it down on a computer. I type it in. I am literally saying what I am yelling at the TV. This shit is god awful. It's horrible. It's like watching a monkey fuck a football bat. I'm going to this week. I'm going to try to do a rant on maybe an individual, like a quick 5-minute rant on an individual, or a section within the company. I'm gonna start with not at the top. I'm gonna. What was really bothering me is not Kevin Dunn, because we all know he's a cunt. We all know Vince McMahon is a fuckface. I'm not going to go with Roman Reigns. I'm going to go with creative. Creative. It's not even creative because they don't know how to create. And what they do create is recycled garbage. I would rather watch fucking paint dry on my house. I would rather paint my house right now. I would rather paint my house and sit and watch the paint dry in the cold ass fucking weather than sit and watch the garbage that is put out. But I watch it because I am hoping that one day they figure out what the fuck they're doing. They need to get rid of these fucking writers and these creative fucking retards. They aren't even creative. They don't even create. They sit at a table and it ends up Vince McMahon is the one that fucking does it all. Because he has a final say so. Why do you even fucking hire creative then? Why do you even hire these people? So it's kind of a rant on Vince. So Vince, why do you create these people? Why do you hire these people if you don't want to give them the approval of putting together a show? Vince, you have got to go. You have built this company to where it is, and now you're just letting it go. And you get that fucking cocksucker sitting next to you. He can't be a cocksucker because his teeth would fucking ruin it. And y'all know who I'm talking about. Yes, the cunt. No, I am not even going to refer to him to his name. I'm just going to call him the cunt. He's ruining you. Get rid of him. Get Triple H in there. Let him run it. Because I'm telling you right now, it's going to be a shaky time. Because Vince isn't gonna quit until he dies. It's just straight up the truth. Just nothing. That's it. He's never gonna retire. And when he goes away, not handing over the reins a little bit, the company is just gonna get worse and worse and worse before it gets better. And it will get better once Triple H, I'm thinking, takes over. Because if Stephanie takes over, good God, all fucking Friday, we are fucking screwed for sure. Shane McMahon, I hope he doesn't take over either. A little bit better, but the McMahons have got to stay out of this wrestling stuff. The storylines don't have to be about them all the time. That's another problem that's going on. And creative allows it. They don't create. They think they're being innovative when they're not. And it makes the bookers look bad. It makes the agents look bad. It makes the wrestlers look bad. Because they're putting out a shitty frickin' show every fucking week. They can't even do a go-home show. Go-home shows are your shows. They're the final build to your pay-per-view. They should build to your pay-per-view. If you don't want to build, why do you even do it? You're gonna make your money, but give us some. Give the fans, not just the casuals. Give the real fans something that they want to see every week. Something that they can say, I am definitely. And you build new fans. Just don't stick with the fan base you have. I mean, it's great that you're selling 1 million subscriptions of the WWE. Now I don't know how many they sell. You're making money off of that. And I think they still do pay-per-views. They still sell pay-per-views on TV. I'm not sure if they do or not. But they have got to create a better product because they're going to start losing people. They're going to start losing fans. They're going to start losing money. Then they're going to wonder what the fuck happened. And then you're going to leave everybody that you have employed without a job. I mean, they'll find jobs. All of them will. They may even create their own freaking company, and it'll probably be better. I just hope to God they fix this. Other than that, guys, I have nothing else. Comment down below, hit that like button, and hit that subscription. You can reach me at my Twitter at jpbaker91. You can also contact me at my email at jeremy.p.baker1972@gmail.com. Yes, my real first name is Jeremy, guys. JP. I prefer to be called JP. But that is my email address. Give me your thoughts on the show. You can email me. I may, you never know. I might read an email or two from you guys. I appreciate your input, and I will see you all on Twitter. I'll see you all in the chat, and peace. Enjoy your day.